Okay, this is a reading that I did at like 4:30 this morning, my people. It is a 9 card spread that is already laid out on my table. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and unravel this message. Okay, welcome to Intuition Unraveled. I am the Unraveler. Let's unravel. Okay, so the first card that I pulled is the, what is it? Oshun. I was so confident. Okay, Oshun of the dawn, new beginnings. Okay, new beginnings, hope, and a fresh start. Okay, and absolutely. I mean, this is where my collective is, okay? And it's a beautiful thing because it's like after everything, okay, all of that warfare and, all of the attacks coming off all sides, all of a sudden, it's over. And, a lot of us are still allowing our nervous systems to be recalibrated. A lot of us are still learning how to pamper ourselves and allowing ourselves to actually rest and, allowing our physical being to catch up with what we already know and feel in the spirit. Okay, so if you're part of this collective, tap in. Okay, the second card that I pulled was Oshun's machete, radical truth, clarity, and self-awareness. So this radical truth, clarity, and self-awareness is what we gained from the path that we have walked thus far. Moving forward, being very clear about who. My little filter didn't just went off, okay, but okay. Being very clear about who we are, and what we came to bring to this reality, and what we will and will not accept from this reality. Okay, and the people in it as well. And so it basically shaped us into a more refined version of ourselves, who is more self-aware, as well as protective of your energy, aware of the value of your energy. Okay, and so you treat yourself as the way that you feel about yourself. Okay, the third card that I pulled is Oshun of the crossroads, ascension, transformation, quantum leap. Okay, and this is what is happening because we did the work, my people. And once you've done the work, the rewards, are sure to follow. This is just the natural order of things. Okay, so this is beautiful. It's like, this fresh start after using that machete to, like, just accept that the truth of what is, the people that are showing you what what you mean to them with their actions, and being like more focused on actions than words, even when it comes to self, as far as keeping your own promises to yourself and staying focused and going hard, okay, to achieve things for yourself, goals in things of this nature that you have set for yourself as well. Okay, so the path that you have walked thus far has created a different version of you. You have basically been making quantum leaps, okay? You have been ascending, okay? And this looks like the changes that have been happening as far as your countenance, okay? The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you express yourself in this reality, okay? It's changing, and it feels to me like it's ever changing. Like it's not, you never stay static in one one frame of mind. Once you conquer and master certain lessons, okay, I'm feeling like, because I know that this came out later in this reading, but, it's very pertinent even in my own mess, because, again, anything that I'm saying, I'm part of this collective as well. Mastering the art of detachment has been a big a major win for you, okay, on this path. And it is what has afforded you the peace, okay, that you are beginning to feel to encompass your entire reality right now, okay. It's an exciting time because, you know, you have reached milestones on this path, okay, rites of passage, so to speak, into higher realms of experience, of power, of self-awareness, okay, is what has happened. And yeah, of course, it's a beautiful thing because this is what is supposed to happen. And so, you know, you're not behind, you haven't missed out on anything. You are exactly where you are supposed to be, and all is exactly as it should be. Okay, get into it. This is about, okay, so to clarify Oshun of the dawn in this new beginning, okay, I had also pulled Oshun the seductress, sensuality, attraction, feminine power, because this is what you are allowing yourself to now embrace, okay, this just natural honey that you have, okay, this natural sweetness, okay, because it's always been there. It was about, you know, was she able to be in the forefront in the environments, you know, that you have been, you know, in and around the certain personality types that you have been around. It was not safe for this seductress to, you know, peek her head out. And so now, because, you know, it's like you've secured your space by going to war for your own peace, and you actually won, okay. So in case you didn't know that yet, hadn't realized it hadn't dawned on you yet, you actually won, okay. Now I had also pulled, okay, to clarify this new beginning, Oshun of boundaries, cord cutting, energetic balance, and liberation, okay. I actually had pulled this one before the seductress, okay. So let me make sure I'm reading these correctly. I had actually pulled this one before the seductress. So it was basically like the fresh start, the new beginning, you know, new hope, and just being, you know, basically on a new timeline, okay, because of your decision. And this was a decision, okay, to cut the cords with the past and completely release it. And in doing so, because it really was, you know, because I'm hearing that it required you accepting the truth, okay, radically accepting what is for what it is. And this is what helped you to cut the ties with the past, to bring you back into energetic balance, okay, and to liberate you from that entanglement, that heaviness, that spiritual gravity that was holding you down and preventing you from moving forward. But as you have liberated yourself, the seductress is who is emerging, okay. And, you know, of course we do, you know, we express this seductress energy. You know, we each express this in our own ways, and in every way it is very magnetic, it is very effective, it is very abundant when it comes to, you know, seeing the reflection of this seduction energy in the world. This comes back to us as, you know, abundance, because, you know, sexual energy is creative energy. It is the energy that creates anything that we want. And so if we are using this in the correct way, it turns up your magnetism 100% when it comes to creation, okay. 9/11 on the clock, okay, 9/11 on the timer. So there is going to be a part 2, of course, because again, I did do a 9-card pull and we have only gotten through 3 of them, okay. So the next card that I had pulled, again, we're going to be clarifying Oshun's machete, radical truth, clarity, and self-awareness. Go to part 2.